It's just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So what we need to do is we'll get the ute parked up. We need to work out where we need to start. So the best bet is going to be if we start getting the fields ready to plant. So we are going to want to get some ploughing, cultivating, lime spreading, and so on done. So we'll get the trailer off of the back of the voucher. The harvester, we can... I don't really want to leave it there, but at the moment that's not really needed. So we'll leave the harvester there for now. This trailer we will just park into... Actually, we'll just drop him over here beside the manure area. Perfect. We'll bring that back around this way. Now this guy we really need to purchase. We need... First up we need a plough. We've got a seeder, so we need a plough, cultivator, and we need something to spread our lime and our fertiliser. So 250,000. We should realistically be able to get away with purchasing all of this stuff. So cultivator. Oh, that will work perfectly. So that's going to be the KPM or KBM 10.8 PS. Yes, that will work perfectly for us. Blue or dark blue? We'll go with the blue. So we will buy that. We also are going to need a plough. We cannot run that. Oh, that's what I didn't look at. We have 190 horsepower and 201 horsepower. How much was that new cultivator? Oh, we should just be able to run that. Now, I go with that on every season, or every series that I play on. Shouldn't really. Let's see what else we've got. 180 horsepower, 3.6 meters. That's out of our horsepower range. 165, that's only 2.5. That's going to take forever. Okay, so for now, let's go with that guy. We'll add the combi roll onto the back of it. So buy that. And we are also going to want a spreader. Preferably one that will do lime and fertilizer. So we've got that guy. Ooh. We can add a trailer hitch to that. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. $21,700. Okay, so we have purchased quite a bit. So what we're actually going to want to do, and this is within the rules, like I said, we can use a worker for follow me purposes. And what we want to do first, realistically, is get this guy around to the workshop. Oh, check this way. Get him around to the workshop, we'll get him repaired, we'll also get some fuel into him. So, he swings in there, yep, we'll get in there, perfect. And repair, yes, we want to repair the vehicle, 472. Repaint? No, we're not going to spend $4,000 on repainting it. It's an old vehicle. Oh. Now, the fuel here should be this guy. Yes, it is. So we'll get that fueled up. And what we'll do is we'll head down to the store to pick up our equipment, and we will see you guys when we get back to the farm. Okay, so we've encountered a bit of a problem. What we also need to purchase is a weight that we can pick up with a 3-point hitch. So if we come into here, all the way down to the bottom, 650 might be enough. 1,000 should be perfect. Yeah, that'll do us. Okay, so we'll head back up to the farm again. There you go, guys. We'll see you up there. Okay, so back at the farm, both fields actually need to be ploughed. And we've got the plough on the back of the Dutz, which I don't believe has the power to run it. So what we'll do is we'll drop that off there. Drop you off there. Jump into hold mate. And we no longer need the beacons on. So what we'll do is we will get this guy going on the ploughing. Oh yes, front wheel. That is correct. Get the headland done. We'll do this on the time lapse, but we'll get the headland done, then we'll set a worker off. Oh, no, that's not the one we wanted. And we will go down and look at getting some fertilizer for the spreader, which I should have done while I was down there. But unfortunately, hindsight's a beautiful thing. Okay, so yeah, we'll get this onto a time lapse, first one of the series, and we'll see you guys upon completion. Okay, so we've got the worker hired. Let's just see how he goes here. As you may have noticed, we were starting to slip trying to pull this thing up the hill. So we've engaged the front and rear diff locks, thanks to the advanced vehicle mod. Let this guy go. He should realistically have no issues completing this task. We may have to clean up some loose ends once he's done, but by the looks of that, he should be golden. So, like I said, we can hire workers for ground prep. That's no dramas. Alright, so now we want to get this thing out of the field. Finding somewhere we can park that header is going to be a mission. We may end up putting in a drive-through style shed out here somewhere. For now though, we'll just leave the header out in the rain. Early spring, we've got no rain. And we will park the harvester up in the shed where our seeder is. Leave that guy there, and we will head down to the store. What we'll do is we'll buy a trailer so as we can grab a couple of pallets and drag them back to the farm. Alright guys, we'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, so we're back at the farm. Just looked and realised that, well, totally forgot that we have this guy right here. That is a lime station for the farm. So technically we didn't need to buy a lime, however we did. We also purchased some fertiliser, and as you're about to see, we overloaded the ute. It was a fun drive back. But anyway, we'll get these pallets stored into here. So we'll put fertiliser in one, lime in the one down there, and that way when we need it we can just reverse the spreader in and we can go from there. But just quickly duck across. Shouldn't really jump off there, probably end up breaking my guy's ankles. Jump across, we'll see how old mate's going with ploughing. Looks like from here he's getting it done. Haven't seen any notifications to say that he's not working. We'll drive that back up and we'll get some fertiliser in it. Oh yeah, he's definitely kicking along. No, that's good. That's good. Rightio, so he's getting his job done. Unfortunately, we will use super strength for now just to shift those pallets around. But the key is to sort of try and be a little bit more realistic. Obviously, during setup, it's going to be a bit different. Get the one off of the ute and start with that one. Right, so we're starting with fertiliser. Something else we don't have and we're going to have to go back to the shop for is seeds. It's either that or we can get them to do... Oh, just get in there. We can get them to do a delivery for us, which might actually be what we do. Get in. And fertiliser, like I said, we'll stick this one down in there. Right, so that should now be full. Yeah, we'll put this trailer down with the other trailer. That could be the trailer storage for now. And yeah, we'll get the shop to do a delivery of seed for us. We're not quite ready for it yet. turn you off. Okay, so he's missing everything around those poles. So let's not doing as good a job as I thought he was. That's alright, we'll cover this for him and set him on his way again. Kind of figured we were going to have to clean up a little bit. Didn't think we were going to have to clean up quite so much. Couple of runs there to do. Now, what we might actually end up doing is getting the store to deliver a second weight as well. Leave you there for now. Where do we want to do store deliveries? Actually, let's do store deliveries right here. Alright, so we're going to want seeds, sheep food, what was that? Cow manure, wood chips, sugarcane, limestone, seed pellet. Let's get 2 of those. Now, what we're also going to do here, guys, is we'll keep a track of everything we purchase and sell during the days as they go along. So we'll work out daily expenditure versus daily income, try and work out profit, loss, so on and so on. I know it keeps it as a record for us in the game itself, but we'll try and work towards a goal of so much profit before Farm Sim 22 comes out. So the plan is to keep this going until FS22 becomes available to us. We have pre-purchased that, so we are literally just waiting, as is everybody else. Now, what did we go with? We went with a Sauber Sewer SB1000s. Is that the one we got? Yep, that's the one we got. So rightio. Now, if we hit Shift, Alt, and R, that will set that back to the shop. Now, unfortunately, I didn't keep a track of how much we just spent on delivery costs. quickly, does our seeder that we purchased with the farm, it does take fertilizer. Okay, so we can probably get rid of the fertilizer out of this thing. Actually, no, we'll keep it in there. What we'll do is we'll get this guy across to field 2 and we'll get him fertilising, and that can be ploughed in. Redoing a section is already done, mate. No dramas. So we'll get this done while he keeps ploughing. Now if we bring up our mini-map, that should I've skipped a step here. We don't have any soil samples yet, so that's something we've got to do. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is scrap that for a little bit. We are going to have to purchase something to do our soil samples. Now, normally what I use is the class crop sensor, but what we might actually do this time, that's alright, we'll get that bottom section done a bit later on. We'll just let him continue on with this. What we might do is purchase the Scout. I think it's the Scout Azaria. So if we get back over to, we'll get this delivered. Actually, bugger it, we'll just get it to deliver it to here for us. So, store deliveries are on. What we need to do is come into here. Pretty sure we need this guy. 3-point, yes. 23.6, we'll actually keep that. So we're spending quite a bit of money. But what we need is in here somewhere, I do believe. There it is, the Scout Azaria. And we'll get that set back to the store. Now, it's not too often I use this, so nice little change. Get him unfolded. And we'll run around taking soil samples. and get as much as we can covered. Obviously don't want to miss spots. Now I'm not too sure if this will only do a certain amount of samples before we have to send it off to the laboratory. But anyway, we'll run around, we'll get as many samples taken as we can. We'll do this on time lapse and we'll see you guys when it's done. Okay, so that is that filled, sampled. Now we just have to wait for the soil samples to come back. So obviously we've got soil sample taken, so that'll come back and tell us what soil type we've got, what the nitrogen level and what the pH level is at. So we'll drop this guy just here for a moment and we'll jump in here and tidy these two little areas up because old mate decided he'd had enough. So we'll just quickly run the plough up and down these two lengths and then hopefully get him started again. Now I should have mentioned, at the moment we're currently running 9-day seasons. We may drop that down to 6 for spring, summer and autumn, the working months, and during winter we may drop it down to 3 days. I'm not entirely sure just yet. We'll see how we're going. Time wise we should be fine. We should get all of this done with plenty of time. We'll just quickly run this plough around here as well. It seems to have missed this section. Head down here, we'll get him started down the bottom. What we may end up doing is cutting this field into two. We'll have grass down the bottom here and we'll have something else in the top section. We'll use that as the arable part of the field. go now for as long as he can. Oh, and our soil samples are back. Alright, so we've got everything in this one field. We've got loamy sand, sandy loam, and silty clay down the bottom. So yeah, I reckon we'll knock it off at those power poles on this side of, and the back side of those poles we'll just keep as grass, just to make it easier for the harvest as well. And we're not really losing that much of the field, to be honest. Right, so here we go again. Alright, we'll get this back into a time lapse as well, and we'll see you guys once it's done. And actually no, once it's done we'll keep the time lapse going and we will get into doing our fertilising. Okay, so that gets all of our soil samples taken for the moment. We do have another field, obviously field 21. We will eventually plough that up, but it will just be planted with grass for the sheep. So what we have is field 1, field 2, soil sampled. As you would have seen, I took over from old mate with the plough. We got him going on the small section down the bottom here. He just kept getting stuck on these poles, so I figured it was just easier to eliminate that from the equation. So what we'll go and do, actually I wonder if we can take the soil samples from field 21 even though it's only grass at the moment. Let's see what happens. All lettuce. So we may as well get this done as well, and we'll then pack it all up. No, it will not let us. Okay. So, we'll go and put this away. We're done with it. For now. At least until we've ploughed up that field 21 or we start working on any other fields. Don't think we own any other fields. No, there's no actual other fields that we own, so perfect, we'll just leave that for now. This guy can go and sit in a shed up the back of the farm. Get that packed away. So yeah, we'll go and stick him out the back, and we will then get on to spreading some fertiliser. Perfect little cubby hole for you. So whether we make that a rule, there's that we're not allowed to tab between vehicles. Should we bring that into it as well? Anyway, we'll get this fertiliser thrown down. Now, what we should probably bring up yes, that is an auto application rate, so we'll leave that on. Now, judging by what I just saw on the mini-map, of that menu, the nitrogen did actually work on the other field, so we could have kept going with the spreading. Get this field done first. That way we can get the seeder in here and we can start putting a crop in the ground. Now, actually, before we go too far, something else I want to do. We don't want that on real time. We want that set to 5 times. We'll probably bump it up to 15 times every now and then. And we had traffic off while we were playing around with getting the trucks and all of our equipment up here. So we'll leave that on as well. We'll turn that back on, sorry. Anyway, we'll get these 2 fields fertilised, we'll jump back into a time lapse, and once we have got this field ploughed, we'll set that plough up in field 2, we'll get the seeder down here, and depending on how we're going for time, we'll probably call that an episode. Anyway guys, like I said, we'll jump back into the time lapse and we'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so that gets all of the spreading done. Old mate's gonna continue to work on the ploughing. Hopefully he'll get that done. Once he gets that done, we'll call it a night, we'll rest. What we'll do is get set up. We'll run the cultivator over it. I know you don't have to, but make it a little bit more realistic, we don't want to be seeding into ploughed surfaces. So we'll get the cultivator on there, we'll make a slightly nicer seed bed. So we'll go and drop this off up in, where can we put the fertilisers from? In here beside the baler. That'll be perfect. See them. No, cultivator. We'll get that set up, ready to go first thing in the morning. Now we do have create new fields with cultivator, so I could turn this into a field ready to be planted with the cultivator. However, it would still require a ploughed state, so we may as well get that done with a plough. How we are doing nothing else, as per the rules of the game, we don't really want a hired worker going. So as soon as he gets to there, we'll take over. So we'll get the ploughing finished. We might actually leave it here, guys. I'll get the ploughing finished off camera and go and rest. And the next time you see us, it will be tomorrow morning in game. And from there, we'll be able to cultivate and we'll get some seeding done as well. Rightio, guys, thank you very much for coming. Hope you liked the video. Like I said, if you've got any ideas or thoughts or comments, just leave them down in the comment section. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.